Another woman, poem. This morning she bought green mithai. In the market, choosing the freshest bunch. Picked up a white radish. Imagine the crunch it would make. Between her teeth, the sweet sharp taste. Then put it aside, thinking it an extravagance, counted her coins. Out carefully, tied them, a small bundle, into her sari at the waist. Came home, faced her mother-in-law's dark looks, took the leaves and chopped them. Her hands stained yellow from the juice. Cut an onion, fine and cooked the whole thing in the pot, over the stove, shielding her face from the heat. The usual words came and beat their wings against her, the money spent. Curses heaped upon her parents, who had sent her out to darken other people's doors. She crouched, as usual, on the floor, beside the stove. When the man came home, she did not look into his face, nor raise her head, but bent her back a little more. Nothing gave her the right to speak. She watched the flame hiss up and beat against the cheap old pot. A wing of brightness against its blackened cheek. This was the house she had been sent to, the man she had been bound to, the future she had been born into. So when the kerosene was thrown, just a moment of surprise, a brilliant spark. It was the only choice that she had ever known. Another torch, blazing in the dark. Another woman. We shield our faces from the heat. Glossary. Mithai, N, fenugreek. White radish, N, white and round or finger-shaped vegetable. Extravagance, N, spending more than necessary in an uncontrolled way. Answer the following questions. 1. The woman thought of buying a white radish but later on decided against it, thinking it an extravagance. Do you think it is an extravagance? Support your answer. 2. What does the phrase mother-in-law's dark looks suggest? 3. The usual words came and beat. Line 19. Where did the words come from? Why? 4. Why did the woman crouch on the floor? Line 24. 5. Why do you think the woman bent her back a little more when her husband came home? Was her husband helpful? Support your answer quoting from the poem. 6. What does the phrase "as usual" suggest? 7. The last line of the first stanza talks about the woman shielding her face from heat, whereas the last line of the poem talks about people shielding their face from the heat. How are they different? 8. So when the kerosene was thrown, who threw the kerosene? Why? Support your answer quoting from the poem. 9. What does the title suggest? 10. Words do not have wings, but the author used them as if they had wings. The usual words came and beat their wings against. This is a literary device called personification. Find out the other instances of personification in the poem. 11. In the story The Journey, the author used the journey as a symbol of life. You will find such symbols in this poem too. Pick them out and talk about them. About the author. Ms Imtiaz Dharker was born in Lahore in Pakistan in 1954 and brought up in Glasgow, Scotland. She is ranked on par with some of the famous women poets of India such as Kamala Das, Sujata Bhatt and Tara Patel. She is not only a poet but also a painter and an accomplished documentary filmmaker. Her collections of poetry include Purta, Postcards from God, and I Speak for the Devil, The Terrorist at My Table and Leaving Fingerprints.